Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm sharing 3 high protein lunch recipe. You can pack this for either school lunch or office. Very easy to make. So let's get started. So first we'll start with the Mexican quinoa. For that, here in a pan, taking tablespoon oil. Once the oil is hot enough, I'm adding chipotle pepper with the adobe sauce. If you cannot find this, no worries. I'll show you the other options for that. But you can find this at any grocery store where they have the Mexican food. And it is a medium spicy. It has a smoky flavor. It tastes really good. So once it's kind of mixed properly with the oil, I'm going to go ahead and add some chopped onions. We just need to let this saute just for a few seconds or so. And if you cannot find the chipotle pepper with the adobe sauce, you can always add the fajita spices because that also has a smoky flavor. And if you're not a big fan of smoky flavor, then you can always add the taco seasoning and that should be fine. And here clearly, as you can see, when I'm trying to rush, what happened? I'm sure morning hours is a rush hour for all moms out there because we have so many things going on in the morning, right? So leave the comments below, guys. Let me know something like this do happen with you guys too. So here I mix the beans. Beans is ready to go. Now we'll go ahead and make the quinoa. For that, I'm using the same pan, adding about half a tablespoon oil into that. And now I'm gonna add some chopped onions. We'll saute the onion just for a few seconds or so. And now I'm gonna add the different colored bell pepper. If you can find only green, that's fine. You can just add the green bell pepper in there. And here I'm using chili garlic sauce. If your kids are not big fan of spicy food, instead of this, you can just add a little bit of sweet and sour sauce or just a little bit of ketchup. That should be fine too. But my kids are okay with the spicy food. And also I'm adding some broccoli. So broccoli basically I boiled just for a few seconds or so and then I finally chop them. I add that also in here and then I'm gonna add some quinoa. Quinoa you can make it according to the package. Basically 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cup of water. It's really easy to make. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and add that quinoa in here. And believe me guys, even if you're not a fan of quinoa, highly recommend that try this recipe because quinoa is high in fiber as well as the protein. Also we are adding beans in there too, and with the oil flavor as well as the vegetables that we put it in there, it's good for kids, and even if you give them for lunch or this is good for dinner also. Sometimes my kids eat this for dinner too, especially Aryan. Mostly he take this for lunch at school because it's easy to eat also, right? Because he can just eat this with the spoon and he doesn't have to worry about messing his hand or anything like that. So definitely highly recommend that try this recipe. And I actually made this when the kids were at home, so this is how I'm serving. But if you are packing this for lunch for school or office, you can just go ahead and mix all this, basically quinoa as well as the beans, and then you can top this with the onion, tomato, cucumber, cilantro on top, and that's it, guys. Our Mexican quinoa is ready. Next, we'll go ahead and make the onion pakoda. I know this is not the usual looking pakoda, but this is a healthier way of making it, as well as they are high in protein too. So here I took thinly sliced onion, add some salt in it, mix it properly, keep it on one side for 10 minutes or so, and then squeeze out all the water out of it. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of besan and 1/4 cup of rice flour into this. Also, we'll add some usual masalas, so pinch of hing as well as some haldi powder, red chili powder. Now I'm also gonna add some green chilies into this too. So it's up to you how spicy you want this, but believe me, it comes out so crunchy and tastes really good. So also I'm adding some amchur powder as well as the chaat masala in here. It will give really good chatpata flavor. So here I'm adding some green chilies as well as we'll just go ahead and add just a little bit more salt in here. Go ahead and mix everything properly. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start adding water. You don't want to add water too much at first. So just keep adding little bit water at a time. This batter will be semi-solid. It won't be like typical batter where it's way too liquidy. So it won't be like that at all. So you want to be very careful when you are adding the water in here. But it's very easy to make, and of course it's much healthier than making typical pakoda. So here I'm making it in a waffle maker. Yes, it is very unusual way of making it, but believe me, your pakoda will come out so crunchy. And it's a much healthier way of making it, right? Because typically we deep fry it, but this is the much healthier way of making it. So first you do want to apply the oil on both sides of the waffle maker as well as your palm. You can just take a little bit in your palm, make sure it's evenly spreaded, and just let that cook on one side for a couple of minutes and then flip it on the other side and it will be nice and crunchy. So of course you can pack this for lunch as well as you can make this for even chai time too. So it's a very healthier way of making this pakoda, but definitely guys try this recipe. Also, this is my favorite way of actually eating this pakoda because I'm a big fan of either mirch pakoda or the onion pakoda. And now since I have tried making pakoda this way, I would prefer this way than making typical way of making pakoda. So you can serve this with the chutney and that's it. Our onion pakoda is ready. And next we'll go ahead and make the chana chaat. So for that, these are the ingredients that we need first. I have some chopped onions as well as different colored bell pepper, tomatoes as well as green chilies for some spiciness in there. Also, I took black chana, soak it overnight, pressure cook it in the morning. If you don't have that much time, you still need to soak the chana for at least 4 hours or so. And then you can go ahead and pressure cook this. Now first we'll go ahead and make the chana. So for that these are the spices I'm taking. I have some haldi powder, dhania jeera powder, red chili powder as well as the kitchen king masala. Into that I'm adding some chaat masala as well as the garam masala. I'm going to add some water in here. We'll make the kind of thick paste out of it. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to add straight all the spices into the oil because then chances are it will get burnt. So I want to go ahead and make first kind of thick paste out of it and then we'll add it to the oil. So here in the pan, I'm taking some oil. Into that add pinch of hing and now we're going to add all the spices that we took. I'm going to let this saute just for a few seconds or so and then I'm going to add the chana in here. When you add the chana, you do want to add some water and let this cook for another 5 to 7 minutes because we want to make sure that everything get mixed properly and all the spices that we added in here get properly mixed with the chana. And after that, once you see that it's been about 7 minutes or so, here I took some basin and I just add some water in there, mix properly, and then add it in this chana. The reason we want to do this is because as soon as you put the basin in here, as you can see here, that it will thicken up so quickly, and that's what we want. We want this gravy to be thick, otherwise the chana will be somewhere and the water will be somewhere. It will not get bind properly. So that's the reason we want to add the basin. It's simply just you take like a tablespoon of basin, add some water, make a paste out of it and just add it in there and immediately you will see that this gravy get thickened up very quickly. And here I just add sliced green chilies in there. It's up to you. If you don't like spicy, you don't need to add it, but the chana is ready. You can eat this chana just like that. It tastes really good, but here we're gonna add all the other chutneys on top. So first here in a bowl, I'm taking this chana. Now let's say you are packing this for lunch, right? Then you can just go ahead and pack all the chutney on the side and that should be fine because that's how I always give it to my husband. So here I'm gonna add some different color bell pepper, tomatoes. You can add some onions as well as If you like, you can add some spicy peanut on this too. That also tastes really good. And I'm adding some green onions too on this, and then you can just go ahead and add all the chutneys. So I have this sweet yogurt here. Basically, you just take the yogurt, add some water, thin it out a little bit, add some salt and sugar, and that's about it. I also have some meaty chutney as well as the green chutney. Garnish this with some cilantro, and that's it. Our chana chaat is ready. So all these three recipe guys, they are really high in protein, really good for you, and it's perfect for lunch, right? Because it's not too heavy, but it's gonna fill you up, and it's good in fiber as well as the protein. So I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.